Why does Australia barramundi fishing cause so much gear loss? Imagine casting your line into the shimmering waters of northern Australia, eager to catch a mighty barramundi. But as you fight to land this powerful fish, your gear might be at risk. You might wonder why gear loss seems so common in Australian barramundi fishing. Well, the answer lies in the environment and the nature of the fishery itself. In Australia, especially in Queensland and the Northern Territory, barramundi fishing takes place in challenging habitats like rivers, estuaries, and coastal waters. These areas are filled with submerged logs, dense mangroves, and rocky snags. These underwater obstacles are a big reason why fishing gear often gets caught, tangled, or lost. When a fisherman casts a line or sets a net, it can easily snag on these underwater hazards. Strong tidal flows and currents make it even harder to keep gear in place, increasing the chance of losing hooks, lines, or traps. Commercial fishers use gill nets that can stretch hundreds of meters long. These nets are set in areas with lots of underwater obstacles, making them prone to snagging and breaking free. Once a net is lost, it can drift around and continue catching fish, which is called ghost fishing. Recreational anglers also lose gear, but not as much as commercial operators. Still, they face the same tough conditions, especially when fighting a large barramundi that can thrash and damage their gear during the fight. Globally, about 2% of all fishing gear is lost each year. This includes millions of hooks and hundreds of thousands of kilometers of fishing line. In Australian barramundi fisheries, the loss rate is similar because of the environment and the gear used. Heavy currents, submerged obstacles, and sometimes poor gear maintenance all contribute to gear being lost. The habitats where barramundi live are often filled with dense mangroves and submerged logs, which increase the risk of gear becoming entangled. Barramundi are very strong fish and can damage gear during the fight if it is not checked regularly or left unattended. This can lead to broken lines or lost hooks, especially if the gear is old or worn out. Gear loss is not just an economic issue for fishers. It can harm the fish population and the ecosystem. Lost gear can continue to catch and kill fish, including barramundi and other species, which reduces the number of fish available for future fishing. Over time, this can impact local fish stocks and the health of the fishery. To reduce gear loss, many fishers use more durable materials, check their gear often, and try to recover lost gear when they can. Some fisheries are testing new gear types that are less likely to be lost or cause damage if they are lost. For example, switching from traditional gill nets to alternative methods may help, but each has its own trade-offs in terms of catch rates and environmental impact. For anglers visiting Australia for barramundi, understanding gear loss helps highlight why sustainable fishing practices matter. Using the right gear, handling fish carefully, and reporting lost gear can help protect fish populations. Local rules like size and bag limits, seasonal closures, and gear restrictions are all designed to keep barramundi populations healthy and reduce gear loss. In the end, gear loss in Australian barramundi fishing is driven by the environment, the gear used, and fishing habits. While we may not know exactly how much gear is lost, the reasons behind it are clear. Taking steps to minimize gear loss benefits the fish, the environment, and future fishing adventures in Australia.